replicate a brown coat. And what you do is you dilute the primer with 10% water if you're going to roll it. If you're going to spray it, you're going to do 15% water, and you have to use a 631 tip. But we tint the primer, and the primer is called finish. And it's the most important thing to our product because it's waterproof. It has an acrylic resin in it where minimum cracking. It's also mold, mildew, and salt resistant. So it's the most important part of our product. So we always tint the primer the color of the exterior. So anyway, you want to get a nice even coat. And it has a marble dust in it that acts as a binder. So it's nice and even, 100% coverage, and you're good to go. So we'll let this dry 24 hours, and then tomorrow we'll come back and start the plastering with the first coat, and then it'll dry 24 hours before we go to the second coat. Done. Okay, so what we have here, we've primed our brown coat. We've waited a day. Now we're going to put our first coat on. After we put our first coat on, we'll come back tomorrow and put on the second coat, what will be the last coat. So this is how you do the application. You want to run the material real tight. You want to hear the noise of your trowel going over your brown coat. Then now we have the first coat on. So what we do after we have the first coat on, come back. We're just going to knock the trowel lines out of the first coat, and by using a green float, nothing perfect. We're just knocking the lines out where they don't telegraph through tomorrow. That's basically it right there. So tomorrow we'll come back and we'll put the second, which will be the final coat on. So we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. We're going to go, the first coat's 100% dry, so now we're going to go with the second coat. The second coat's going to have 3 different colors in it. And we're going to create cat faces on the first color, and then we'll add the second color, and you can follow as we go. I'm going to go real slow for you. Take your time here. Come on. Cat face is fairly large because we're going to close them up on the second color. So that's what you want the second coat to look like. Keep your cat faces fairly large because we've got two other colors we're going to put in, and then we'll close them up because the finish that they want has very little cat faces, but you got to achieve them on your second coat. Second color, we're going to bleed it into the first color. Just put it in more like spotty. Fairly an easy finish. Kind of work it in to keep it where they're separate from each other. Because then once you get done with this color, you're going to put in a highlight that will bring both colors, kind of close it up. Now we have the second color introduced to the first color. So now what we're going to go back and trowel it, and we're going to tighten up all the cat faces because they want minimum cat faces on the wall. So now we've got the cat faces, and we're still going to cover them up a little bit more with the third color, which is going to be a highlight. So I'm going to apply that. You can apply it back to back. Hold on. We're going to introduce a highlight color. It's a cream color, but we're also going to even tighten up the cat faces smaller than what they are. So we're just going to come around. I'm going to spot the highlight colors in. So now we've got the highlight color in. So we're going to take it. We're going to take it and kind of blend it in. Kind of cloud it out. Now we got all the highlight colors All the colors are in the wall. So now we're going to come back. We're just going to do a final troweling to smooth it all in. So that's the cheesecake finish, exterior.